Good afternoon, YouTube. This is Kelsey from Kels Reads Things, also known as Librarians Recommend at Anna Porter Public Library. And I'm excited to finally discuss with you today Empire of Storms, the fifth installment in the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas. I recommend this series to readers who enjoyed Game of Thrones and other epic fantasy authors such as Robert Jordan due to the twists and turns, the scheming, the character development, and not knowing what Aelin is going to come up with next. I gave this wonderful installment a 5-star rating. Sarah J. Maas, you just keep getting better and better. Alrighty, now to do a little bit of recap of what happened in the previous book, Queen of Shadows. Aelin, with Dorian's assistance, have finally defeated the King of Adarlan and took down the clock tower which has stifled magic for the last decade. Dorian has been freed from his imprisonment by the Valg Prince through a wordstone collar that was on his neck all throughout the previous book. And now they basically have to pick up the shattered pieces of Terrasen and Adarlan in order to reform a wonderful continent and take down Erawan, the king of the Valg demons. Now to do this, Aelin has to scheme and plan, as we all know she will, in order to bring several kingdoms together. And to do that, we are reintroduced to quite a few characters we are first introduced to in Assassin's Blade, which is the prequel to the Throne of Glass series. Now, many readers recommend you read the prequel first. Others recommend you read it between books 3 and 4. For me personally, I read the prequel first, and I'm glad I did, because a lot of the characters that are presented in that book are reintroduced, as I mentioned, in the Empire of Storms, and you have more of a background information about them and Celaena / Aelin's relationship with these people, and kind of the development. It helps set the stones for what is to come. And I'm very excited to see what all these characters will do and what they'll be willing to sacrifice for Aelin as she has sacrificed for them. So I'm not going to give too much away about which characters are reintroduced, but just know that if you have read Assassin's Blade, that they will be coming back into the story. And I was very excited when one character specifically came back. I knew they would eventually come back in a big way, and I was not disappointed, as I almost never am with Sarah J. Maas's work. Okay, so now to talk about specific characters and where they're at this point in the story. Basically, as I said, to win this war and to re-earn her place as the rightful queen of Terrasen, Aelin is actually going to have to rebuild some bridges that she's burned, as I mentioned, from Assassin's Blade, while also calling in favors from kingdoms from which she has made sacrifices previously. Also, and that's mainly what Aelin is focusing on at this point, is rallying forces. And she's also, at one point, gets instructed to locate another item to help win this war. And I won't mention what that is, because I know I've been giving away just slight spoilers throughout this series, but I would like to be able to not give too much away if you've at least read up to Queen of Shadows. So again, I'm not going to tell you exactly what she's been instructed to do or locate, or who even gave her the instruction, but you'll just have to read to find out, and I look forward to discovering what's going to happen next with that. Also, we are, of course, reintroduced to Manon. She is the heir to the Iron Teeth coven. Sorry, there are 3 covens. There's the Iron Teeth, the Black Beaks, and the Yellow Eggs. And at this point in the story, the witches are still loyal to Erawan's cause. They have been breeding with his evil demons to create a whole new race to fight this war. And Manon ends up in Adarlan at the very beginning of the story, because all the witches have been, ordered to attack the city and to kill Dorian. Basically, she ends up making an interesting sacrifice, and we get to really see how her character develops and where her loyalties will eventually lie. So, again, I'm not going to give too much away in terms of what happens with Manon, but just know that her transition as a character is really, really evident in this book, and I thought it was beautifully done. Speaking of Manon, we have a lead who we discovered in the previous book is a witch by heritage, and she has been instructed to locate Selena Sardathian by Kaltain in the previous book. And Kaltain actually gives her a word key to give to Aelin. Well, Aelin, Selena, she wasn't aware at the time that Aelin is Selena, and neither is Elide. And as Elide is on this journey to locate her, she is traveling towards Terrasen. She is being followed by Lorcan. Now, I haven't really mentioned Lorcan in any of my previous videos, but his character wasn't nearly as important until we get to this installment specifically. And basically what he is doing is he is trying to track down Aelin as well and retrieve the rest of the keys to return to Maeve, the evil Fae Queen. He locates Lead, and he knows that she will lead him to Aelin slash Selena, so he agrees to protect her in order to locate Aelin, and he has discovered at this point that she tricked him in the previous book, and he does not actually possess what he believes he does. So we actually get to see where his loyalties might eventually lie in this specific installment as well. And that's all I'm basically going to give away about some of the main characters. Of course, the characters that have been in previously, such as Lysandra and Adian and Rowan, are all present, and they are all working together to recreate these alliances. And a lot of the scheming and planning, Aelin actually leaves them out of it to protect them. That's one thing I've always loved about Aelin's character, is she is willing to scheme and plan. She's extremely intelligent, but she also has one of her major flaws is that she doesn't include the people she loves in her plans, if only to protect them. But she at this point has become an incredible character, but especially in this book. I was extremely impressed with Aelin as a character and as a person, and the sacrifices that she is willing to make to not only restore Terrasen, but also to restore peace and goodness in the continent. Alrighty, everyone. Well, again, I'm not going to give too much away. This was an epic, fantastic fantasy. I cannot wait to read the rest of the series, which is 2 more books. Tower of Dawn, which focuses mostly on Chaol's point of view, and then finally, Kingdom of Ash. Alrighty, everyone. Well, that's all I have today for Empire of Storms. Again, I gave it 5 stars. Epic fantasy. Absolutely loved it. Can't wait to read more. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you think of this video or my thoughts, and maybe give me some suggestions for what to read next. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. Thanks for watching.